This is Shades of Content, a podcast created for and featuring women of color who create and distribute content as a means to tell stories to the masses. I'm your host, Patrice, owner of Camp Space, and I'm passionate about giving diverse women creators a space to be awesome. Let's go. All right, everybody, we are back for another episode of Shades of Content, the podcast that tells the true stories of Black women content creators. As you know, I'm your host, Patrice, and I'm the host of this show. Always happy to be here. If you're watching this, you definitely see that I'm in my closet. I am in my clothes closet. I have a whole content studio and I'm not there recording right now? Because I don't have to go there until later today. And I should have recorded this episode a week and a half ago. So I'm like, you know what? You need to do whatever you need to do to get this episode recorded because this is an interesting episode. I am going to update you all on what has been happening and just kind of fill you in on where I am with my life. So this is a solo episode. I'm recording it on Zoom, trying to save money. I don't have a microphone, but I'm going to go get a microphone this weekend because my audio needs to be great, whether my engineer's with me or not. So I'm going to figure that out this weekend, but I appreciate y'all for being patient with me and sticking through it no matter what. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, this your closet, your girl's closet. I was supposed to get it redone, but what's been up? I'm kind of doing this episode without a script because I really just want to be 100, which I know I try to keep things very transparent, and I want to be honest about how I've been feeling and what I've been experiencing. So over the last probably month and a half, maybe month to 2 months, I've just been in a space of kind of confusion, not knowing if what I'm doing is good enough. I've definitely had imposter syndrome like crazy, which is something that I never feel. I've always been pretty confident in my skills. Popularity never mattered to me, right? I always wanted to be just able to stand on what I know I can do, right? What I'm skilled in, what I went to school for, and that's branding, marketing, communications, and creating content strategically. So I never really tripped off of clout, I guess. And I never really questioned the things that I wanted to create. But over the last month and a half, 2 months, I've really felt conflicted because I know that I'm supposed to be in front of a stage. And I'll get to that a little later. But I am embarking on, or I did embark on, if you guys have been listening, you know, I launched the Ultimate Content Creator Membership a month ago. And that's new for me. It's making me be in front of people. It's making me have to really be the authority, really build community. Just stepping into that, even though it's something that I know I'm supposed to do, is just really difficult. So I just have been feeling weird. In addition to that, revenue at camp has not been as consistent as it usually is. So while I started this new membership, that is now replacing, for whatever reason, the booking revenue versus being an addition to. So I'm going crazy trying to figure out how to pay the bills. I've been applying to jobs. Nobody has been calling me back. We'll hit on that a little later too. But a lot of things are happening at the same time, and I'm just feeling a little, I don't even know what the word is. I do know that when you're embarking on something new or when you're about to go into whatever God really has for you, there's this feeling of insane discomfort. And I know I've talked about this before. I feel like the Me First episode back in March, I talked about this and just kind of not being sure where I was going. So this is not new for me. I'm always, maybe it's the creative in me, maybe it's me not just being confident in myself. I go through these bouts maybe once a quarter or whatever, where I'm just what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And that's just me. I'm typically able to move forward and push through it, but these are the things that I feel. And I do believe, honestly, a lot of people feel these. I'm just choosing to talk about it and be transparent about it because I feel like there's value in us talking about these experiences, right? So, boom. All right. So, through everything that I'm feeling right now, I know that God is very clearly talking to me. I know he's legit yelling at me and telling me to do something. Okay. And I don't know if I paid attention to it before, but I'm hearing it loud and clear. So I'm going to take you guys back to maybe a month ago. I was sleeping and I don't really get much sleep. That could be also affecting my mental because my baby's still sleeping in bed with me. Don't judge me, y'all. My 2-year-old is usually kicking me, just something crazy. But I had a dream, and I actually write my dreams down sometimes, but I had a dream of me being on a stage, okay? And little background, and I talk about this a little bit in an Instagram post a few months ago. As a child, I was always on stage. Okay. My mom had me dancing since I was like 3 years old, ballet, jazz, tap, modern. I did that through maybe ninth grade. So my entire childhood, I was dancing. I was in theater, so I acted in plays. I was Dorothy in The Wiz. I like would audition. I got into Suitland High School, the performing arts school for theater and dance, but I ended up not doing either. I went to another school for science and tech. I was a model, so my mom put me in modeling school, and I was like in the seventh grade. So I was doing fashion shows for my modeling school, dancing there too. Aziza, shout out to Tracy Middleton. She was such a pioneer. But I would do like Harvey Washington fashion shows and Glenn Jackson. Like I was all doing all of this stuff. And I was like one of the only people, like none of my friends did any of this. I was always the youngest person there, always probably the smallest, very feisty. But this was just always the world I was in. Like performing and being on stage never really made me nervous. Okay. So I did this high school, put together all the high school, all of my class. I put together all the fashion shows. Like, this is what I did. I sung in the choir. All of that is in me. Okay. Then I get to college and I just stopped doing it. And the only thing I did in college was I was in the fashion shows. That's the only thing I did in college. I left all the performing arts. I left all of that behind. I was on nobody's stage in college. Okay. I found out about marketing and PR and decided to major in that. And then I was good at it. Okay. Maybe I was good at it because I just kind of understood what it took to be a brand from me just kind of performing. But I was, as the marketer, as the PR person, I was always behind the scenes. And I literally felt comfortable being behind the scenes, love representing my clients. I worked with some pretty well known people. I was so happy, like telling them what to do and orchestrating their entire situations and then sitting back and watching it unfold. Again, not getting back on stage, not doing any of that stuff. I go through my entire career, not entire career because I'm only 37, but I go through this career being the background, being the brains behind all of these marketing, branding, content operations, and understanding that a lot of it don't need. I thought I didn't need recognition, but when I talked to a business coach, I actually realized that I do need recognition. I do need to feel appreciated for the work I did. And that's why I kind of shied away from doing PR for people anyway. So I'm gonna bring it back. Trust me, watch, follow me here, y'all. So I'm sitting in bed a month ago. I have this dream and I'm on a stage. I'm literally on a stage in front of a ton of people. Okay. Then I wake up and I say, the first thing I think to myself is, I was on a stage with a client and I was backstage watching my client do their thing. That's literally the first thing that came to my mind when I had this dream. Then I guess I actually woke up and I was like, girl, no. God is telling you to be on stage. God is telling you to be on stage. God literally came to me in my dream and said, bitch, I'm about to put you on the stage. Boom. And now this dream came to me probably 2 weeks after I launched that Ultimate Content Creator membership. And I told you guys how nervous I was to start that. And I'm still very nervous as I'm going through it. Because I don't know, like if any of my UCC members are on here listening, I've told y'all this already. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all, but I'm figuring it out and we're gonna figure it out together. But anyway, so being the creator of a membership where you have these people who are looking for you to teach them what you know is obviously I'm on stage. Like we had a welcome webinar the other day and I'm like in front of 50 people and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta talk. I gotta make them believe what I'm saying. So that is scary. And you only get through it if you do it more and more. So I launched this ultimate creator membership and then God gives me this dream to get back on stage. And I'm like, shit, he's not playing. Okay. This is really crazy. Like I am seeing exactly what God is telling me to do. I'm seeing it. Like I literally have these visions of what my impact can be. It scares me, number one, because it's big, but it also scares me because I don't really know how to do it, or I don't know if I know how to do it, or the execution is so monumental that I don't think I have the manpower to get it done and to get it done right. And I think about the kids that I have to raise and the responsibilities that I have outside of my business that are just, those things are daunting. But it's like, but I know I got something here. I know I have something here. So I just have to do it. And right. So God gives me the dream. I've already started this membership. And even though I've started the membership, I'm saying to myself, I don't want to be a coach, right? But as I'm thinking through it, I'm already been given all the tools that I need. Okay. I'm teaching people in this membership. Some people know this, some people don't. I actually was a teacher for 2 years. I was an English teacher in Prince George's County schools for 2 years. I guest lectured at different universities throughout the area. I've been doing that for a while here and there. And I'll be actually teaching a winter class at the University of Maryland. I love teaching. And a lot of times I have like different people who have questions and like I love sharing information, right? Teaching, check. Clearly I can figure this out. I've built a ton of brands helping clients tell their story. Like I've managed the social media pages of major nonprofits, verified celebrities, Instagram celebrities. I've managed that. I know how to manage content. Check. I do calls with people where they call me and say they want to know how to get from point A to point B from a marketing standpoint, and I just give them a bunch of ideas. I don't do it often, but I do it. Check. And then I send them a follow up, like, here's what you need to do. And like I said, people are always asking me for advice and like asking me to speak at events. Check. Ding, ding, ding. I am clearly a coach. Like, I've literally been coaching since I can remember. Here we are. God gave me the dream, me being on stage, finally have this realization that I actually am a coach. This is what you've been doing, Patrice. You can do it. So, like, why am I so afraid to do this? And why is it causing me such strife? And as I'm thinking through it, as I'm going through this month and a half of confusion and doubting myself, looking at other people, which I need to stop doing unless I'm looking at them for inspiration. I'm like, what's stopping you? What has taken this long? Right? I've been using Instagram, I've been using social media since 2012, right? What is taking you so long to delve in and get to it and to share with people what you know and to make a living off of it? Like, what has been taking you so long? Aside from being scared, I'm also nervous about being judged, right? So when you're on a stage, people are looking at you. People you want to look at you are looking at you. People who want to look at you, like they want to learn from you, but you also got people who might be looking at you just to see what you got going on. Not that I need to even worry about that, but that's the facts. You have more eyes when you put yourself out there in front of the world and say, I'm the authority, then you're going to have people checking for you to learn from you, but also possibly to pick you apart. Comes with the territory. I also don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to do something wrong. I don't want to steer any of my members in the wrong direction. Like, these are heavy weights that I carry. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if you're supposed to be the type of person that tells people what to do and then you just move the hell on. It's kind of hard for me to do that. Like, I'm the type of friend that if we talked about something a month ago and I knew you were stressed out, I'm gonna reach back out to you and be like, hey girl, you good? Just checking. Like, that's the kind of friend I am. Like, I care about the well-being of people. And especially if you've given me money, like, I really want to make sure that you succeed and I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm scared of being judged. I'm scared to make a mistake. I'm scared to steer people in the wrong direction. I'm scared to be seen as just another coach that's off some gimmicky shit, because y'all know, not gimmicky. Everything that you see is me. The way I talk to you here is how I'm talking to you when I'm at dinner with you or when we getting drinks. Like, that's just me. So I never want to like come across as corny, if I can be honest, because I don't think I'm corny. And if I am, shoot me a DM and be like, bitch, you corny. I dare you. It's like, no, all of these things are going through my mind and they're stopping me from doing what I need to do. And I'm pretty sure somebody listening to this episode is feeling the same way. You have constructed all of these doubts, all of these fears, all of these things you can't do, all of these things you think people are going to say about you, all of these preconceived notions, all of these imposter syndrome, all of this stuff that you said that makes you think you can't do it, and you haven't done it. Okay. And while I started a business, I opened up a content studio. I opened a brick and mortar co-work space. I pivoted to a content studio. I opened up a co-work space. After miscarrying my baby, I decided to go along with this. I opened it while pregnant with the rainbow baby. had the grand opening, got pregnant, had a third baby, okay, all running this business and was working a full-time job, then decided to pivot, then pivoted, then had a pandemic, didn't make money, opened back up, profitable, making money, doing what it has to do. I've been able to do all of these things, so I don't just count the progress that I've made, but I'm also thinking about what I haven't done and the things that I've put on the back burner because of my fear, because of my ego. How about that? Like, it's one thing if you're nervous, but if I'm nervous about what people are going to think about me, what people are going to say about me, how I'm going to look, that's just some ego shit. I think too highly of myself to ever be caught slipping or to ever, Lord, y'all, or to ever be seen as not perfect. That's some ego shit. So I had to check all of that. I have to check all of that at the door. We have to check all of that and understand and figure out what things are really holding us back. It ain't because you don't have a graphic designer. It ain't because you don't have 5,000 followers. It's not that. It's because you are doubting yourself or you think you too good to listen to what God has told you. Can I get an amen? I'm going to have to add a clap. Your ego, my vibrato, my call it what you want, has gotten in the way and made me think I'm too good to do what God is telling me. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. So because I've decided to do what I want to do, God is not enlarging my territory. God is not bringing me consistent people that trust me to like really grow them and help them strategically. And the reason why this membership kicked off the way it was supposed to kick off is God told me to do this in November. He sent my business coach to tell me start the membership. And it took me 6 months. Y'all already heard that episode. I'll link to it in the show notes. It took me 6 months to get it done, but I finally listened. And here we are, doubled the number of members. And I now that I think about it, I thought small with 25 members. Set my goals higher, like my homie Terrence said. 25, great. But what if your goal was 250 and you hit 500? I am trying to change my way of thinking. And I'm devoting and committing to listening to what God is telling me. Sometimes the things that he tells me, I'd be like, why the hell would you say that? I can't question it anymore. He's given me too many skills. He's given you too many skills. He's given us too many talents. He's given us too much foresight. He's given us too much goddamn education. Okay, I done spent 50,000 on a graduate degree now. Like, put a lot of resources in my lap, and I'm only using it to a small portion. I'm not using it to the highest capacity that I can. I'm not challenging myself. I'm being lazy. I'm letting this ego do the talking. And I don't think we can operate like that anymore. So, I don't know if this helps anybody that's listening, but what I know is that fear cancels faith. And for some reason, right now is the time for me to kick the fear in the ASS, kick the ego in the ASS, kick the self-doubt, all of that crap, kick the being afraid to look a certain way, all of that. Just, I'm done with it. And I am just going to go forward with what I'm supposed to do. And it's really a beautiful thing when you're able to clearly, when you know that what you're hearing is bigger than you. And it's crazy because like, I've always been on stage. I did this for not the first 18 years, but for 15 years of my life as a child with my mom and my dad on stage. When I think about being on a playground, people were always following me, right? Like people were always walking and wanting to be around me. And I never forget, this was elementary school, Apple Grove Elementary. I was on a playground and like all these people were just around me. And I was just like, can you leave me alone? I remember that. And then I remember a group of people were calling me bossy. They were like, Patrice is so bossy. Da, 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 da. And so I just said, well, if you think I'm bossy, stop doing what I'm telling you to do. This was in elementary school. Like if I'm so bossy, like I'm only bossy because you're doing what I'm telling you to do. Like you clearly think I'm showing you the way, my nigga. So if you don't believe in what I'm telling you, then move on. But this was when I was in elementary school, y'all. So through me having clients, I work with beautiful people, people who actually do what I tell them to do. Because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And I got to stop doubting that God would not have given me these talents if he didn't think I could be on stage to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like, And he's been leading me to do this my entire life. And that's also the thing about timing, right? So I didn't have that dream 2 years ago, last year, 7 years ago. I had it right when I was supposed to have it. Like I said, I have 3 kids. I have a brick and mortar business. I have a social life. I have a committed workout routine. Y'all know I do not play about my workouts. I got a lot of shit going on. But God is like, right now is when you need to do this. And content and being a coach and showing people how to use their content to do whatever it is that they're doing is not new. So another thing is I feel like I'm late to the game. And I feel like because I'm coming in a little later, I look like I'm trying to be like everybody else. That's another piece of the puzzle. But that ain't it. It wasn't the time for me to do none of that stuff. I needed all of those experiences. I needed all of that stuff to get to this moment right here, right now, right? To you, remember that timing is everything. Don't think about the time that has passed. We can't do nothing with that. Don't look at it as you wasting time. Talking to myself here. You didn't waste time. You needed every single experience to get to right where you are. So forget the cost, forget the crap, and just do it. Just do it. So I'm saying right here, I'm committing on this podcast that I am stepping into the role of teaching people how to take their content, make it better so they can pitch it to media so that the world can see them. That's where we are right now. And by doing that, I'm going to obviously continue this membership. I'm going to put together a full high ticket item course. I'm going to start to make downloadables. I'm going to really build out this online store with all these tools that you can use. Might be some ebooks in there. I'm building it out, y'all. This week, I'm going to really plan it out and think about what I can do for the end of third quarter and fourth quarter, put myself in a position so when 2022 comes, shit is popping. We've already got 2022 planned out. I'm committing to that. And I'm also going to make sure that the social media content that I push out is funneling y'all all the way back into that world. I know a lot of stuff. I can look at somebody's caption and be like, oh, she should have said this. I'm going to start teaching you how to do that for free. I'm going to be giving you all the goodness, all the free goodness. So when it is time for you to buy, you're going to be like, oh yeah, sis done did it. I trust her. Let me get that. Let me buy that. Let me do that. And it's going to be good stuff. So I'm committing to that right now. I'm going to be doing more speaking engagements. I'm going to be doing all of that. I'm not scared no more. I ain't scared no more, for real. And it feels good to say this. And I'm just thankful and I'm excited. Okay. So here we are, y'all. I have 2 questions for you. If you're listening to this, I want you to go to Instagram, click the link, and just DM me and tell me, number 1, what fear are you going to let go? And once you let that go, what are you going to conquer that you know God is telling you to conquer? For me, I'm going to let the ego and the fear go. F that. I'm not afraid, and I'm not too good to do what God is telling me to do. That's what I'm going to let go. And I'm going to step into this role as the person that can teach you how to create amazing stories through your content and then take that and pitch it to media so that the world can see you. That's what I'm going to do. Here we are. Like, I can't even, I feel like that's it. This is where we are, y'all. I'm excited. I'm going to do my best to share the process with you. So maybe this will be like the first of, I know Nikayla from Side Hustle Pro, when she was when she was really like deciding to leave her job, she was chronicling that. In every few episodes, she would update us on where she was. And I know she's now doing Nikayla TV. And so she's updating us. I'm going to take you all along with the process. I'll tell you this, it's a lot of stuff going on. We're in August right now. Literally, a lot of people in my network that I've known for years, like they're all turning 40. So there's like all these parties. I'm getting my kids ready for school. I'm going to the West Coast in a week. I'm teaching. Shit is crazy. It's go time. And I have to get ready. I got to be there. And I am going to be there. And one thing I also know about me is that when I have a lot going on, that's when I succeed. When I am not busy, it's like for me, the devil, an idle mind is the devil's playground. When I don't have a lot of stuff going on, that's when I like lose it and just like really slack off. I'm looking forward to traveling because I'll be on a flight where I can like plan my content out for the next 3 months. And I'll have quiet time without the kids where I can like record a bunch of episodes for this and I can create graphics. So I'm looking forward to it. And I just have to remember that I can be social. I can do the things that I want to do for myself, but I got to get the work done first. So I'm going to be challenging myself and I got goals. I think also as we move into the space of letting shit go and following what God is telling us, maybe we can just decide to hold each other accountable. So if you know that there's somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, or just somebody you can say, I'm going to do this, then y'all can like hold each other accountable. Oh, this is where I was going with that. We need to have measurable targets. So we got to set some goals. I'm not sure what my goals are just yet for this. Again, we're here. Maybe the next episode in a few weeks, I'll tell you what the goals are. And you can challenge me and say, well, did you do this, Patrice? Did you do that? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like let's do this together. Now is the time. God is telling us so many things that we're supposed to do, and we're not doing it. And I've probably said this before in other episodes. I know I have. I don't know. I be forgetting. Once I release it, it's done. But if I had, that just means that I need to trust my God, trust my mind, trust everything he's given me, and just do it. Just do it. And I did it when I launched the membership, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I pray that you keep doing it too. As always, please share this episode with a fellow creator. I'd also really appreciate it if you left a rating in the, go in your podcast and just, you can click the 5 stars because all I want is 5. Say no. Be honest, leave a rating. And if you can write a review, I would really love it. Leave your name. Like I'll follow up with you and like send you. No, I can't bribe you, but I would appreciate it. So yeah, scroll down. You'll see ratings and reviews in your podcast platform. Give us a review, rate us. Us is in me. Boom. I appreciate it. I'm so excited. Again, everything that you need is in the show notes. The Ultimate Creator class is not open yet right now because we're booked to capacity. But if you click the link in the bio, you can sign up and you can be added to the email list so that you know when the class or when the membership opens back up for more people. I'm so thankful and I'm so happy I got this episode off because I've been slacking on it. I went to the pool yesterday and was drinking spicy margaritas when I should have been recording this, but I got it done. I'm excited. I'm excited to go along the process with you. Again, shoot me a DM and screenshot this episode. Screenshot it and post it on your social media. Make sure you tag me at Patrice Camo. Again, all the info is in the show notes. I appreciate you. I'm so excited. God got some amazing things for us, y'all. So let's make it happen. Bye.
Don't take this. Shades of Content is brought to you by and recorded at Camp Space, a content creator studio for women of color. To learn more, visit www.campworkspace.com.